Bye, bye, Miss American Pie. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. When the good old boys are drinking whiskey and rye, we'll be singing "This is the day. This is the day that I die." Attention, soldier, phone in line and listen up. For the next 6 weeks, I am your Alpha Leader Omega, Divine Slaver and Hellraiser. I am the player, the hater, the mixer, the fader, the insta, the gator. I am your mama's favorite neighbor. I don't small talk. I don't cheat shit. I talk loud and I give orders. In 1969, my uncle and his 3 best friends left for Vietnam. Now, Grandma said they all came back alive, but what she doesn't know is if they ever truly left, or even made it back home. When they left, when they trotted off to play war, they were friends. They graduated from Stowe Midwest High School, Letterman jackets and class rings. Loved to sing the timeless melody of American Pie like their father sung before. 4. So Dakota boys now sung the same song in a poorly armored Humvee in some street in Baghdad, just screaming. Trying to get home. Searching. In World War II, there were 484,900 U.S. casualties. In Vietnam, 57,000. In the current War on Terror, there were 6,577 U.S. casualties. But this is all we focus on, the death of the American soldier. We need to realize that there are war veterans still living today developing post-traumatic stress disorder. Because if we don't realize this growing issue, who American will? Say Goodbye to Miss American Pie, a program by various authors. You see, the first of my uncle's war buddies, he came home hollowed from bullet holes, brain dead, drooling on himself. He couldn't walk, couldn't talk, couldn't even wipe his own butt, brain damaged. The second of my uncle's war buddies, he came home to a high school sweetheart. He didn't remember marrying and a daughter. He didn't even remember having. And every 4th of July, he would cry because the pop of firecrackers would remind him of a frag on the front line. A grown man who still pisses himself in his nightmares. And the last of my uncle's war buddies, he came home. We all called him a war hero, but he was just part junkie. Just trying to find a grave as shallow as the bottom of himself. You know, that one place he called his home. The words of those classic melodies would move them briefly from the exotic society, the propensity, the intensity of boats and bombs who gravitate towards American soldiers. They say when the roadside bomb goes off that you may not hear the bang, but you will feel the concussion, shattering the percussion of eardrums, rays of glass, rays of sand, rays of heat. All of that removing you from that seat of a poorly armored Humvee. Those same 4 South Dakota boys are all now screaming, all yelling in unison, "Who's hit? Who's hit? IED! IED!" He remembered where his arm used to be. He was shot. He's bloody now. He's screaming. He wants to get home. And now there's my uncle. His mind gone, but he's always pressed perfectly in army uniform, up and awake at 6 o'clock every morning. Full disability because of his mental instability. We watch TV now, me and him. Grandma said that he loved Wizard of Oz when he was a little boy. So we play like we're Dorothy and Toto. But sometimes I think he takes it a little bit too far. Like when it rains outside, he just cowers in the corner. He just screams, "I don't think we're in Kansas anymore, Toto. I want to go home." He has been home for 30 years. He is 6'6", 275-pound killing machine who, like Dorothy, can't find his way home. And all he has left are those combat boots that have now turned into slippers. And his 3 best friends. No brains, no heart, and no courage. All of them looking for that hot air balloon to take him home. Just like Dorothy. The phantom fingers. trying to remember the grip of his girlfriend's hand. Trying to understand how to walk again is a situation he can't run away from. Like when he ran away from his country to fight for something that he believed in, his only regret is that he's never talked to his father. So that father can talk him out of signing up, shipping off. Bye-bye, Miss American Pie. Welcome to the jungle, where the blood and sand is mixed with the rubble of demolished homes, while we are happily bobbing to HD radio down some highway. A soldier's head is bobbing, bleeding, bloody from gun battles. All of them wanting to come home. And then my uncle, he keeps on screaming, I don't think we're in Kansas anymore, Toto. And one time in the middle of a tornado, I caught him screaming outside at the wind. Follow directions and do as you're told. Follow, 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 follow the yellow brick road. A road that is paved in dead yellow faces that my uncle can't seem to forget. So at night, my uncle carries around his broomstick, and he keeps on clicking the heels of his combat boots, just singing, somewhere over the rainbow, take me home. Because that's where my uncle's mind went. Over the rainbow. Because he's looking for that hot air balloon. Just like Dorothy. The brain matter, and the fragments full of the void of names of soldiers who have never heard the roadside bomb go off. Your memory shall replace the names it doesn't quite remember. That doesn't mean they're still not dead. That doesn't mean they still haven't shaken history yet. You know, you're lucky. All of you here are lucky. Because the ringing, like soldiers screaming, never stops tolling in your head, heavy. On your purple heart pumping, pride and shame, guilt and rage. If there was a medal, for every time you thought of suicide, you would wear it like a battle scar. Finally, say goodbye to Miss American Pie. Come home. We're all waiting for you. Then 2 days ago, my little brother, he calls me to collect from Iraq. He too is a Marine. And in front of 75 others, he begins to cry. And the only damn thing that he can tell me is, I just want to go home. I don't care how, I don't care when, just get me home. He's been there for 2 weeks. We're about to have another generation of war veterans, my generation, and I'm scared to hell that they may not even make it back home. Like my uncle, who can't find his way home. Like my brother, who wants to get home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. There's no place like home. Attention, soldier! Your new name is Private. Do you hear the words coming out of my mouth? Private. Outside of this 200 acres of U.S. military soil, you don't exist outside of it. Do you hear the words coming out of my mouth? Private. All of you here are mine. Dismissed. Miss America. Drove my Chevy to the levee, but the levee was dry. And the good old boys drinking whiskey and rye. We're singing This Is the Day That I Died.